Hello, kids! You are playing an interactive story app by BH Media. What is the color of a normal goose? It's white or gray, isn't it? However, there's a goose made of pure gold in the world of fairy tales. Let's make friends with this special goose in the funny story called The Golden Goose.
What?
Once upon a time, there was a man who had 3 sons, the youngest of whom was called Simpleton, and was despised, laughed at, and neglected on every occasion.
Brothers, let me help you.
What can you do? You just bring trouble! Brother, let him do it. I think he can carry some sacks of flour.
Brothers, let me help you.
One day, the eldest son wanted to go to the forest to cut wood. Before he set off, his mother gave him a delicious pancake and a bottle of wine so that he might not suffer from hunger or thirst. As he entered the forest, he met an old gray man who was hungry and thirsty. The man begged for a bit of cake and a drink of wine, but was rebuffed. The eldest son went on, leaving the man standing there. When the eldest son started to chop a tree down, he soon made a false stroke, and the axe cut him in the arm. He had to go home and have it bound up. And this was the little gray man's doing.
Hello. Please give me a bit of cake out of your pocket, and let me have a drink of your wine. I am so hungry and thirsty.
Give you my cake and my wine? I haven't got any. Be off with you. Ouch, Mom! It hurts! Afterwards, the second son went into the wood, and his mother gave him, like the eldest, a pancake and a bottle of wine. He also met the little old gray man, who begged for a bit of cake and a drink of wine. But the second son spoke out plainly, saying, "What I give you will be taken away from myself. Be off!" And leaving the little man standing there, he went off. His punishment soon came. As he was chopping away at the tree, he hit himself in the leg so severely that he had to be carried home.
Yeah, this tree is fine.
My butt! It hurts, Mom! Mom! Then Simpleton went to the forest. Seeing the old man, he shared with him the burnt cake and sour beer given by his mother. As he took out his cake, it became a sweet one, and his sour beer became good wine. Afterwards, the little man said,
As you have such a kind heart, and share what you have so willingly, I'll give you a reward. There stands an old tree. Cut it down, and you'll find something at the roots.
The old man then left, and Simpleton went and cut down the tree as he had been told. When it fell, he saw, sitting among the roots, a goose with feathers of pure gold.
Cut down the old tree over there, and you'll find a special thing I give you.
Something special? Thank you very much. I'll go and find it right now. Wow, a golden goose!
Simpleton took the goose to an inn to pass the night. The host of the inn had 3 daughters, who had never seen such a wonderful goose, and longed to have at least one of its feathers. When Simpleton went out, the eldest daughter instantly seized the goose by its wing, but as she did so, her finger and hand remained stuck tightly to it. "Is this goose made of pure gold? I'll pluck out one of its feathers to check." "Ah! Why do my hand and fingers stick tightly to it?" Soon after came the second sister with the same idea of plucking out one of the golden feathers for herself. But as soon as she touched her sister, she found that her hand stuck fast to her too. At last, the third sister came in. The others screamed out, "Stay away! Stay away!" But she didn't understand why she should stay away. "The others are there," she thought. "I may as well be there too," and ran to them. But when she reached her sisters, she remained stuck fast to them. So they had to spend the night with the goose. "Stay away! Stay away! Are you plucking out its feathers? I also want to have some. I'm stuck to the golden goose. What can I do now?" "Stay away! Stay away!" "Ah, I know, you're stealing its golden feathers." "I don't need the golden feathers anymore." "I don't need the golden feathers anymore." The next morning, Simpleton took the goose and went away, without troubling himself about the girls that hung on to it. The 3 had always to run after him, left and right, wherever his legs carried him. Then they met a parson, who cried out, "Shame on you, girls, running after a man through the fields like this!" He seized the youngest by the hand to pull her back, but as he touched her, he also became fixed. A few minutes later, a sexton came by and called out, "Master Parson, where are you going? Don't forget that we have a christening today." And he seized the parson's sleeve, and he was also held fast to it. "Shame on you, girls, running after a man through the fields like this." "Oh, why does my hand stick fast to her?" "Master Parson, where are you going? Don't forget that we have a christening today. My hand, what happened to my hand?" As the 5 tramped on, one after another, 2 peasants with their hoes came up from the fields. The parson cried out to them and begged them to come and set him and the sexton free. But no sooner had they touched the sexton than they had to follow on too. And now there were 7 following Simpleton and the goose. "Please, set me and the sexton free." "Let me pull you out." 1, 2, 3. "Oh, I'm stuck too. What should we do now?" "Uh-oh, I'm also stuck fast." Simpleton made his way to the palace of the king, whose daughter had never laughed. So the king had said that whoever could make her laugh should have her in marriage. When Simpleton heard this, he went with his goose and the 7 people in tow. The sight was so ridiculous that the moment the princess saw it, she burst out laughing as if she would never stop. After this, Simpleton asked to have her for his wife. But the king didn't like him for a son-in-law and made all manner of excuses. He said Simpleton must first bring a man who could drink a cellar of wine.
Quick march! Left, right, left, right.
Ouch! It hurts!
Your Majesty, I made your daughter laugh. Please let me marry her.
If you want to marry my daughter, you must bring me a man who can drink a cellar of wine.
Ouch! It hurts!
Simpleton thought of the little gray man who would be able to help him. So he went into the forest, and in the same place where he had cut down the tree, he saw a man with a very sorrowful face. Simpleton asked him why he looked so sorrowful, and he answered, "I have such a great thirst. I've drunk a cask of wine already, but it was just like a drop of water on a hot stone."
I can help you, said Simpleton. Just come with me and you'll be satisfied.
I'm so thirsty that I could drink up a cellar of wine now.
Great! Go with me and you'll have enough.
Great! Let's go! Ugh! Don't push me! Ugh! Don't push me! Oh, be careful! I'm nearly falling! Simpleton took him to the king's cellar. The man opened the casks one after another, and drank, and before a day was over, he had drunk up the whole cellar. Simpleton asked for his bride, but the king was annoyed at the thought of giving his child to a silly man, so he made a new condition. He told Simpleton to find someone able to eat a whole mountain of bread. Good wine! Good wine!
Your Majesty, I met your demand. Please let me marry your daughter.
Not yet. You must find a man who can eat a mountain of bread. Simpleton didn't think long, but went straight into the forest. He met a man who was tying up his body with a strap and making an awful face. I've eaten a whole bakehouse of rolls, but my stomach remains empty, and I must tie myself up if I am not to die of hunger, said the man. Simpleton was glad of this, and he led him to the king's palace. The king ordered all the flour in the kingdom to be made into bread and piled up in a huge mountain. The man from the forest began to eat, and in one day the whole mountain had disappeared. Simpleton asked for his bride the third time. However, the king found one more excuse and said that if Simpleton could bring him a ship that could sail on land or on water, then he would marry his daughter. Oh, a mountain of bread! How lucky I am!
Your Majesty, could I marry your daughter now?
If you can bring me a ship that can sail on land and on water, then you can, without any further conditions, marry my daughter. Oh, I'm so full. Simpleton went straight to the forest. There he met the little old gray man, who said, "It was I who sent the men to eat and drink, and I'll also give you the ship, and all because you once were kind to me." Then the old man gave Simpleton the ship that could sail on land and on water. "Because you are kind-hearted, I'll certainly help you."
You're telling the truth? Thank you so much.
When the king saw the ship, he knew he could no longer refuse to give Simpleton his daughter in marriage. The wedding was held with great splendor. After the king passed away, Simpleton inherited the whole kingdom and lived happily with his wife. Simpleton was lucky because he wasn't selfish like his two brothers. Instead, he was kind-hearted and willing to help other people. You should follow the shining example of the kind Simpleton. Do many good things and help those who are in difficulties. Thank you for listening. Goodbye and see you again.